Hmm. I'm not gonna be on here long. It's just something that God wanted me to say, but some people might like it, some people might not like it. But either way, if you missed it, you can just watch the playback. Cause I'm gonna leave it up. I'm not gonna take it down or anything like that. But a lot of people been half stepping. I had to stop half stepping myself. And the reason why I ask what's in your heart is because we've been half serving God. We've been half doing stuff. Because you got folks, he's tired of us half doing things. The way we do, the way we serve God, the way we do things, the way how we treat God, we've been half stepping. Because you got people that think they can go to church every Sunday and that's good enough. They can, just because they go to church every Sunday, they don't cuss, they don't drink, stuff like that. They think that's good enough. I'm a better Christian. I'm a better Christian because I go to church every Sunday. I'm holy. I'm saved or whatever. They think they're better. But I'll tell you this: if you're not doing it out of your heart, if it's not coming from the heart, if you're not going to church to be able to become intimate with God, if you're not going for the fellowship or for the love that you have for the Lord, you ain't hitting on nothing. If you're not singing in the praise team or on the choir, or if you're not doing what you're doing in the church, or if you're not doing what you're doing for God out of your love for God, out of the overflow of your love for God and Christ, you're not hitting on nothing. You're not hitting on nothing. Because, see, he wants us, he cares about our heart. He showed us that when it said, confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in thy heart. When you believe in your heart, it comes from the heart, meaning you're believing in your heart. A lot of people say, oh, you still have to live holy too. You have to do all this and that. Yeah, but let me explain this. If you're not doing it out of your heart, it don't mean nothing. You ain't hitting on nothing. You're not hitting on nothing unless you're doing it out of your heart. If you're just doing it just to be doing it, that's why he said be a cheerful giver. That's why I say he said do things out of your heart. Everything he tells us to do. If you're not cheerful when you're giving, there's no point. He's not going to receive it. But if you're he says believe in our heart, which means once you confess, your confession comes out of the heart. He believes not perish, have everlasting life. All this stuff comes out of your heart. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Everything we do has to come from the heart. We doing things, we going to church, we doing all this, but our heart ain't in it. That's what he's saying. A lot of us are doing stuff just to be doing it. A lot of us just doing stuff just go through the motions. We're not sincerely giving. We're not sincerely praising God. We're not sincerely worshiping God. We're not sincerely attending services and doing all this stuff. We're not sincerely doing things. And serving God is more than just church. Serving God is more than just going to church every Sunday. I'm going to church every Sunday. I got my hair done. I got a nice car. I got a nice dress. I got a nice suit. I got this and that. That's not serving God. Anything you do out of your love for God, that's how you serve God. When you obey Him out of your love, out of love. When He tell you to do something, you say, okay, yes, Lord, I'm going to do it. It don't matter where you in church, whether you out of church, whether you at the gas station. He might tell you bless so-and-so with $20. Whatever it is, any time of the day, it don't matter. If you're doing it out of your love for God, that's how you serve God, by obeying Him out of your love for Him. It's not about we half doing stuff. We think we can just go to church and that's it. We think we could just, hey, I'm dressed nice. I look good. My clothes look nice. Or we this and that. And then tell you something too about people that think they're holier than thou. I don't cuss. I don't drink. They say that. They'll boast that. They'll boast about that. But they lying on other people. They backstabbing other people. They gossiping on other folks. You should have seen what Sister so-and-so had. You should have seen what they did. You know brother so-and-so was wrong for that. That ain't no good either. That's just bad as cussing. That's just bad as, you might as well go grab your Bud Light. All of it is in the same area. All of it is the same category. If you're going to do, I'm just saying, just being real now. It's all because He care about your heart. All that's in your heart too. Gossiping is in your jealous. That means pride is in your heart. Pride is still bad. If we want to play fair here. So what God is concerned about is our heart. He's not concerned about our works. And people always say that too. It don't make sense if you get saved or you get like to God, but you don't. They say you have to do for God, but your works matter, but they don't matter. Let me explain it. Like I just said, the works do matter, but it's all about what's behind those works. What kind of heart you have behind it. Are you doing it just to please people? Are you doing it just to look good? Are you doing it just to impress folks? Or are you doing it because you love God and you're willing to serve him at all costs? He tell you to do it. You do it because you love him so much. Okay, God, yes, I love you. I do anything you ask me to do. Or yes, I see my brother, sister that need me. I'm doing it out of love. Are you doing it out of love? Yeah, you're living a certain lifestyle, but it's out of love. It's not out of just to look good, just to put up an appearance. It's not for that strictly. No. We live a certain way. The lifestyle, it comes with a lifestyle. Salvation comes with a lifestyle because of the love. That's why he said confess and believe in your heart. Because it comes out of your heart. You believing out of your heart. You confessing out of your heart because you meant it with all. If you just said that just to be saying it, you may as well not have said it. It don't count. I'll tell you right now, if you said that just to be saying it and you didn't mean it out of your heart, you said I give my life to God and you did not mean it, he didn't receive it. I got some bad news for you. He don't receive nothing that's not genuine. If it ain't genuine, it don't count for nothing. You ain't hitting on nothing unless it's genuine. If you're doing it genuinely to serve God, genuinely to please God, genuinely, it's all about your heart. That's why he'll have people that's on the streets, he'll lift them to higher esteem than folks that's been pastoring for 20, 30 years. Why? Because the person that's on the street, you don't know that when they go home, they praying to God every night. You don't know that they crying out to God every night genuinely. You don't know that they constantly seeking God for answers, constantly seeking God for direction. You don't know that what they're doing every day, they're trying to figure out how to get closer to God every day. They seeking Him. But the quote unquote pastor that's in the church preaching, I'm not saying all pastors are like this, but I'm saying I'm just using examples now. You have pastors that don't even know God. You have prophets that don't even know God, ministers, musicians. You have people like, you have quote unquote folks like that don't even know God, don't even have a relationship. So it's all about the heart. That's why he cares about the heart. He could change your works. If you have a personal relationship with him, he can mold you into what he wants you to be. He just cares about your heart. If you're doing all the good things, but with a bad heart, with a prideful heart, with an envious heart, with an evil heart, there ain't much he can do with that. There ain't much he can do with pride. He can't teach you nothing. He can't show you nothing. If he tell you something, I don't need it. I don't want to hear it. I know it all. Because you know it all. You know everything. But if you have a heart, you're humble, you can receive teaching. Okay, he could work with you. He could work with people that may not be living all the way right, but they have the heart to serve and please God. They have a genuine love for God. They have a genuine desire to seek his wisdom, to seek anything that he has to teach them. He'll work with them. That's what he's concerned about. It's all about heart. Even if you're not doing everything right, even if your life is not completely lining up, he can take you and correct. He knows that he can correct you. He knows that he can change and mold you. Because your heart is there. Your heart is right. Your heart. That's why they say get your heart right. Your heart is willing to serve and please God. So he can work with that. Whatever it is, he can work with it. But if you got a religious spirit going on, you think you better than people, you think you a better Christian because you go every time the doors open, you in the church, or you doing it, he's tired of us giving half. That's just halfway. We're just doing the works, but don't have the heart behind it. We don't have the heart to serve God. We're just doing it because that's what we do. He don't like that too much. He don't like it. Because let me ask you this: what if you worked all week, gave it your all, overtime, everything? You just gave it everything you had. You worked hard. You was on time. You just, you was killing it. Then Friday come, payday come, you only get half your check. You would hate it. You turn that place upside down. You'll turn that whole place upside down and you know it. So let's not pretend that we wouldn't get upset if we worked all week, or if we worked for 2 weeks, we get paid bi-weekly, but we only got paid half our check. So that's how God feel when he go out his way to be there for us. He go out his way to protect us. He go out his way to make sure we blessed. He go out his way to make sure we covered. He go out his way to make sure everything work for his good in our life. and we just give him half. We pay him in half. We don't want to give. We don't want to bless. We don't want to do nothing that he tells us to do, but he's going out his way for us. I'm just saying that's what it is. That's what we're doing. We half-stepping. We're not giving him our all. We're not giving him everything. We're half-stepping. But we wonder why we're not where we need to be in life. We wonder why we don't have everything we desire. We wonder why our blessings not coming in like they supposed to. But we own him though. We own him. When our blessings ain't right, we mad at God, we questioning God, we angry. But when he don't get what he need from us, we expect it to just blow over. Well, maybe next time, God. Oh well. Ain't no oh well. No, ain't no oh well. You wouldn't say that if your check was cut in half. You wouldn't say oh well, okay. No, where my money? No, where my paper at? I worked all week. So that's how it is. We can't. That's just what it is. It's all about what's in our heart. We have to love God out of our heart. We have to serve God out of our heart, out of the abundance of our heart. Whatever we do, whether we giving, whether we serving Him, if He tells us to do something, we have to do it out of the abundance of our heart, out of our love for God. If you don't know Him, you need to get to know Him, because I keep harping on relationship. That's what it is. He wants that relationship so you can bond with Him. So he wants that willingness to serve, willingness to love Him. Don't matter where you at. Don't matter if you're on the streets. Don't matter if you live in a certain lifestyle. Don't matter. He wants your heart. That's what He wants. If you live in, no matter what, He wants your heart. He wants you to just give. That's what the whole come as you are thing came from. He wants you to give Him your heart as you are, where you at now. Because He could take it. If you had that heart, the reason and willingness to serve, like I said, He could take it and do it as he pleased with it. He could take it and mold it. He could take it and change it. He could take it and turn it. But all this stuff, but you have, He'll take that over somebody, like I said, that think they holier than thou. They think they better than somebody because they go to church every Sunday. They think they better than somebody because they don't cuss. They think they better than somebody because they don't pick up a drink. They don't pick up a drink, they don't cuss. But they lying on people. They don't pick up a drink or cuss, but they setting other people up in the church. They throwing folks under the bus. They trying to get people removed from their position. They jealous of somebody else because of their title. And like I said too, a lot of people blame Satan. People blame Satan for the churches being shut down during the pandemic. No, that wasn't Satan. That was God. Because let me ask you this. Without all this stuff, without all this this glitz and glamour that you have in the church, with all these fancy dresses, these three-piece suits and all this stuff, without all the big granny hats, the shining cars, without that big title, what are you? Who are you? Without all that, who are you? That question had to be answered in the pandemic. Those are questions that need to be answered. Without all this stuff, without everything that I have in the church to show off to other people, without all of that, what am I? Who am I? I mean, that's the main question that has to be answered. Because that's why He shut that down, so we can get to know ourselves, so we can get to know God. So we can spend that time, because you are who God says you are. If you don't know who God says you are, if you putting all this stuff on, all this fancy stuff, now ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking people. I'm not knocking folks for doing what they do. I'm saying if you don't know who you are, it's no good. If you don't know who you belong to, it's no good. If you don't know what God has called and ordained for you to be, it's still no good. Now it's fine if you're still along that journey, but if you don't even have a relationship with God at all, we got to tighten up. It's time to tighten up. If you don't know Him, time to get to know Him. You know, it ain't time for playing and half-stepping and give Him half of us. I go to church every Sunday. I guess that's good enough. I do this every Sunday. I do this. I guess that's good enough. I say my little prayer every night. Now I lay me down to sleep. That's good enough. No. That's not. No. That ain't nothing. You can keep that. It ain't good enough. We have to learn. We have to get to know God so we can do what He's asking us to do, so we can serve Him out of our heart. That's what it is. That's just how it is. You know, hey, it was a little hard, a little heavy, but that's just the way I do it. You know, when God give it to me like that, I got to spit it like that. That's just what it is. So are we willing to serve and do for Him out of the abundance of our heart? That's the main question. We have to be willing to do that. We have to be willing to give him our all. We have to be willing to obey on command. But he put this in my spirit. I was getting ready to eat. He put this in my spirit. I had, bam, okay, yes, Lord. I'm going to do what you say. I'm going to do what you ask. I don't care when it is, what it is. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and preach. I don't care because I love God that much. Like me and him had that bond. Whatever he say, yes, Lord. He'll wake me up. He could wake me up early in the morning and say, pray. Okay. That's just what it is. Or we have to be like that with him when it comes to God. That's how we make it in. The lifestyle comes along with it. The closer we get to God, the more we bond with God, things are going to start falling off. Things that are not like him are going to start falling off. And the more we're going to actually realize that he's protecting us from certain things that are in the world, that he's protecting us from a lot of things that he cut off from our life. A lot of stuff he protected us from. A lot of stuff he didn't want you to have because he knew what it was going to do to you. He knew how it was going to affect you. Some people, he don't want you around because he knew how they was going to affect your life. He knew they was going to lead you down a path of destruction. He knew he was going to lead you down a path that had nothing to do with his will for your life. He knew that you deserved so much better than what you was chasing. Because we don't know what's best for us half the time. That's why he cut certain things out of our life and we get upset about it. He cut people out of our life and we get upset about it. And half the time he's protecting us. The people he cut us off from, he protected us. That was his protection. The people he said you can't speak to no more, the things he didn't let you have, that was his protection. So all the anger we got from the stuff, the doors he closed, from the things he didn't let us have, he was protecting. He was protection. You don't know how it would have turned out. This is a dangerous world. We see things in the news every day. But you still here. You see all kind of deaths and people get houses breaking into, people come up missing, all of that stuff, but you still here. You being protected. So we don't know. We don't know when your time is. So we got to get our heart right. That's why we got to get our heart right. Because you don't know when your time is. You don't know when your time coming. You don't know when your lifespan is going to come to an end. You don't know. You have no idea. You have no clue. You can say it or think it or believe it. Maybe it's no. You don't know. It's time for us to get our heart right. It's time for us to get our heart right. It's time for us to get to know God. Because we don't know. And then without him, without his influence, without his advice, without his wisdom, you don't have a direction nowhere. You're blind. You're blind. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going. Somebody blindfold you and tell you to go walk to the store. You don't know where you'll wind up at. That's us trying to live life without God. Walking blindfolded, trying to go to somewhere that we want to go, but we're going blindfolded. That's the same thing. That's the exact same thing. Because without him, without his voice, without his influence, without his Holy Spirit telling you what to do, you're blind. You ain't hitting on nothing. If you don't have that relationship, you're not hitting on nothing. If you're not able to feel God's presence, to reach, we gotta tighten up. We gotta get there. If we're not there, you gotta get there. Because it ain't time to be playing. It ain't time to be guessing. It ain't time to be trying to half step and half do. I'm going to church every Sunday. That's enough. No, it's not. Oh, I don't cuss, so I'm going to heaven. Who told you that? Who lied to you? No, it's all about heart. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying okay, it's okay to do. No, I'm saying God is more concerned with our heart than he is about those works, because these works are like filthy rags. Without it coming from the abundance, without it coming from your heart, it's filthy rags. Without the heart behind it, it's worthless. Without the love of God behind what you do, it's worthless. Because love is an action word, but if you're doing it without love, it's meaningless. It's meaningless. You want somebody to do right by you. If you're married, right? Would you want your spouse to do right by you, to be faithful because they feel like they have to? Or would you want them to be faithful to you because they love you and they don't want nobody else? We already know the answer to that. If you got any kind of heart in you, you know the answer. We know the answer. So it's just what God wants. It's the same thing. It's not very complicated. He wants our heart. He wants us to serve out of our heart. He wants us to give out of our heart. We're doing things, but we're not doing it out of our heart. We're going to church and all this other stuff. We're not doing it because out of our heart, out of our love for God. We're not doing things out of our love. We're just doing it just to go through the motions. That's why there was a time where I didn't go to church. I said, God, I want you to lead me where to go. Show me where to go, what to do, because I'm not doing it out of love no more. I'm not doing this out of my love for you. I realized that myself. It was a while back. God, I'm playing for a church. I'm ministering at a church. I'm a musician, but I'm not doing it out of my love for you. I need you to help me and show me. I want to do it out of, next time I do it, I want to do it because I love you. I want to do it because I'm being led out of the love I have for you to do it. I'm not doing it out of love. So I sat down. I don't want to do anything for God if it's not out of the love that I have for him. I'd rather not give it or do it. I'd rather not even be a part of it. If it's not out of love. If it's not out of my love for him, because it's still no good. He's still not going to receive it. I'd rather not even give if it's not going to be out of my love for him, because he's not going to receive it. It's not genuine. We want genuine stuff. We gotta. That's how we can understand it. We understand what God's talking about because we want stuff to be genuine. If it ain't genuine, we don't want it half the time. People, that's why we're in his image. Some of the things that he likes, that he wants, it's some stuff that we want it too from other people. We want genuine. We want people to do things for us out of their heart. We want it to come from the heart. So why can't he want that? He should be able to want the same thing. If he's our creator, he should be able to, he deserves that. He deserves our heart. He deserves our best. He deserves what we give out of our heart. He deserves that. He deserves it to be genuine. He's genuine for us. He does genuine things to us. He's caring and concerning and loving and all that towards us. He protects us from all kinds of different harm and different things that could have happened to us. There were times we could have lost our life. There were times we didn't have to be here. There were times. But, he spared us. So there it is. That's just what it is. I mean, so if we're not doing it out of the heart, it don't mean nothing. That's all I'm saying. It don't mean nothing. If it's not we're not doing it because we love God or we're willing to serve, it ain't worth nothing. We can keep it. And for all the people that think they're holier than thou and all of that, that's pride, man. It got to come from the heart. We got to be humble. We got to be humble when it comes to God. We got to be humble when it comes to that. Otherwise, we're not hitting on nothing. Just saying, just putting it out there, man. That's all it is to it. But that's all he wanted me to say. I got to wrap it up now, because that's all he wanted me to say. I'm about to get off here, eat my food, enjoy the rest of the day. But y'all be blessed. I love y'all. But like I said, just ask yourself that what's in your heart? What are you willing to do for God out of your love for God? If you don't have a relationship with God, please start reaching out to God and getting one and try to work on it. Get connected with people that know God, things like that. Because that's important. That's something that needs to be happening. Like last week. Okay? So, I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a blessed week. Peace out.